It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Now today is the day when I bring you a really special beer. I've been bringing you some of these beers and I've been matching it and pairing it with different cheeses. This brewery just produced terrific beer. They produce beers worthy of pairing their beers with cheeses and treating it like a fine wine. They're from the Netherlands, stroke Belgium, because they're in a really interesting town where some of the doors, some of the boundaries are in Belgium, some are in the Netherlands. It's a terrific place. Been there myself, brewed a beer with these guys. And it's Brouwerij De Dochter van de Korenaar, and it's their L'Assemblée double barrel aged 4 years barley wine on Brunello and Bourbon barrels. Look at that. Look at that. There's the bottle cap. 330 milliliter bottle. The ABV on the beer is 13%. 13% ABV. So, without further ado, I mean, they put a sell-by date as to when this beer goes off. I suppose they have to do that, probably for regulations these days. So it goes off in October of 2024. But you could probably put this beer in your cupboard, leave it for 20 years, and you could probably still enjoy it. Absolutely guarantee you. It's just these days, you got to have a sell-by date on everything, and how boring is that? Especially when it comes to barrel-aged beer. Loads of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer in the glass. Now have a look and have a listen at the pour. There might be a little bit of yeast, so we're going to swirl that round. Might be a little bit of sediment in there, so we're going to get all of that wonderfulness from the beer in the glass. We got a one finger, I'm going to call it slightly off-white. Well, actually I'm going to change my mind and say it's a very light tan coloured head to the beer. It's a very dark mahogany coloured beer with a lot of yeast suspension in the glass. You can see loads of that yeast there suspended in the glass. Carbonation, fantastic carbonation on the beer. Loads and loads and loads of carbonation. Well, I say loads and loads and loads of carbonation. It is carbonation, but I mean, it's not crazy. And there's loads of yeast suspension. You can see there's lots of microparticles here in this beer. Nice and hazy. Look at as I roll it round in the glass. Look at the quality. Look at the quality on that beer. Let's get the aroma. Just incredible, incredible stuff. There's real hints of the barrel. There's real hints of the bourbon. But there's real hints and there's real aromas of fruit as well. There's loads of fruit coming through. Plum, fig, prune, caramel, raisin, wood, whiskey, and of course that biscuity malt. This could be very, very special. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Whoa, wow, wow. Stone the Crows, what a beer. Even the joyriders out there are revving their engines to this one. Wow. Oh. That is just superb. There's so many layers to this beer. It's still going on. Right, I'm going to tell you what's going on right now, in this very moment. So, you're drinking the beer and it's so super smooth that you're not really kind of getting much of a sense of the ABV. It's 13%. And then all of a sudden, you just hit with this warming sensation as the beer slides down the throat into the pit of the stomach. You're left with this warming sensation from the alcohol, warming you from the inside out, that 13% ABV, giving you a nice big cuddle. It really is giving you a nice big cuddle from the inside out. Look at the quality of this beer as I'm rolling it round. Absolutely fantastic. Look at the way the head is recreating itself for a 13% ABV beer. Normally when you get imperial stouts, barley wines, that sort of kind of high strength beer, the beers can be excused if the head dissipates. That's an alcohol thing. If you think of wines, there's no head on a wine. It's when you get to a level of kind of 12, 13% ABV, it's very difficult to get a beer to recreate or to create any kind of head, unless of course it's a really good quality beer. And you can literally see the quality of this beer just by rolling the beer around in the glass. Look at it. Wonderful carbonation chasing ahead of the glass. But there's so many layers of complex flavour here. Let me try and dig through a few for you. The barrel, the whiskey barrel is coming through in abundance. The woodiness, the whiskey, the bourbon's coming through fantastically well. There's plum, there's fig, there's prune. It's got a fantastic creamy, rich mouthfeel to it. Carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. It's just an absolute delight. The plum, the fig, the prune flavours, the little bit of bitterness on the back end, the fact that there's some sweetness coming through from the malt to begin with. There's so many layers. I could touch on each layer for 2 minutes, but it would bore you. I just want to kind of skim over, very, very quickly what I'm getting. I don't want to spend like 20, 30 minutes on a beer review, but if I did spend 20 or 30 minutes on a beer review, it would be this one. It's so complex. The beer is so complex. Unbelievable. Look at it. Oh. Raisin. Like raisins dipped in whiskey. Oh, just fantastic. There's a little bit of chocolate malt coming through. Oh, it's just divine. Absolutely divine, divine liquid. Divine liquid. Brouwerij De Dochter van de Korenaar, l'Assemblée, double barrel aged, 4-year barley wine on Brunello and bourbon barrels. I'm gonna rate it. I brewed a collaboration with this brewery, so if you wanted to have a look, put in Memoir 4 or De Dochter van de Korenaar in YouTube. You'll see me driving 1970s Volkswagen Beetle. Amazing. I had an amazing time in the Netherlands. But this is terrific stuff. This is like, this is high-end beer. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.